Hey Transvestic, it's me, Ohan, on Friday. I have some room improvements. I got a desk so I can sit and talk at the same time and not have to contort my neck in certain ways to fit into the frame of wherever my phone is hanging from. This week is accepting your body after surgery. What does this mean? Okay, this is the video that I needed to see a month ago, really. So what does that mean, accepting your body after surgery? To me, it means this. You spend so much time being uncomfortable, wearing a binder, ripping it off your body when you get home. You spend so much time feeling like crap, basically, because it's painful, because it's mentally painful. It affects your relationships. It just creates all sorts of problems in your life that are very unpleasant. And the dream or the goal in this situation is to get surgery and not have to do this thing anymore. And then everything's gonna be just sunshine and lollipops. And for me, not so, really. I think what happened to me and why I'm kind of on the other side and feeling just honestly hopelessly depressed. I'm not gonna make it sound better than it is. It's just fucking misery right now. And I realize how ungrateful that sounds, and it's just those gratitude and depression are separate. They have nothing to do with each other. So I don't want that to get confused. But what I'm saying is I was so focused on obtaining this body. It was just like, I need this new chest. I need this new chest. I need this new chest. How am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? Who do I have to talk to? Who do I have to fuck up, literally, to get this thing that I need? And it was such a intense battle that I didn't realize once on the other side that I'm going to need to spend time accepting that, this isn't a cis body, accepting that this is going to look gross for a long time, accepting that I'm not running around topless anytime soon. And I also want to talk about the reveal a little bit, because most of the reveals that you'll see on YouTube are with Dr. Garamoni, and most of the people in these videos are elated, brought to tears. I'm just talking about it's a sensationalized thing. It's the reveal, right? And it's everybody's crying, and it's the best day of their life, and people call it their freedom day and get it tattooed on their body. This is a big deal. It's a big deal, and I get it. I get why it's a big deal. I'm not trying to diminish it. It's a huge deal. But when your story or your experience doesn't look like that, you wonder, why am I not as happy as these other people? And then there's the guilt of not being as happy as these other people. And so it's I don't know, I guess my reveal was honestly so deeply unsettling that it was just the furthest thing from anything I could have ever seen on YouTube, and I felt really lonely for a while. My advice to get through this really, really difficult situation is you just need to, this is one of the only times in your life probably where you need to be as kind to yourself as possible. I mean, you should be doing that day to day, let's be real, right? Nobody should be beating themselves up about anything any day, but especially at a time where you're vulnerable, you just had an invasive procedure, you are coping with the effects of anesthesia and withdrawing from opiates, which is no joke. You are limited in what you're able to do. You're extremely dependent on others to the point where it's you feel like you're driving other people and yourself insane. It's just not I'm not trying to. what am I trying to do? I don't even know what I'm trying to do. I guess it was such a glamorized and sensationalized thing on YouTube, and when I didn't have that experience, it just made me feel sad, I guess. That's another thing too, is like just managing expectations after surgery. Like, even if you even if I went to Garamoni, even if you go to Garamoni, there's no guarantee that what you have in your head is what is it's gonna look like, because everybody's body is different and it's going to react in a different way. It's a dangerous road to go onto YouTube and start comparing yourself to other people, as we know from other things. But I think that's really what I want to say about it. I'm sure I'm going to think of things later. I mean, this is exactly what I'm going through right now. So, yeah, accepting your body after surgery. So, I think what comes crashing down on you after, I'm speaking specifically of top surgery too, also, just to put that into perspective. What comes crashing down on you is this fact that, like, one, something I've been working towards for like years of my life is now over, and there's this kind of like crash of what the F do I do with my life now. And then the other thing too is just like the reality of having a trans body forever. Like, forever is a scary thing to think about, and just knowing that, like, it's just like a reinforcement. It was a reinforcement to me that was like, I'm trans, I have a trans body, and that's what it's gonna be for the rest of my life. Like, that was just like a heavy thing to take in and understand. Yeah, and you're gonna be bruised, you're gonna be swollen, you're gonna look like literally you were put back together again, which is what happened. Specifically referring to double incision or any kind of incision on your body. It looks and feels as if you were sewn together. Like, I can't describe the feeling. It just is like, it just is like it's like a tightness, because you can like feel that things were pulled and now closed. It feels weird. And I just surround yourself with supportive people. Make sure you have people on call if you're not feeling well. Um, just be really, really gentle and kind to yourself immediately after surgery, and even the months following, because you I'm saying you, but I too, like, I don't give myself enough credit for what I've just been through. Like, I think of it as no big deal, and it's like, it's a big deal. It takes a physical and mental toll, and you need time to spend with this new body. Like, it's not, the surgery is instant, but the healing and the acceptance of what it is not. So your surgeon can bring you in and out in 6 hours or however long it takes, and it's going to take a lot longer for your brain to kind of catch up with what happened. And it doesn't mean that you made a bad decision. It just means that you made a hard decision, and now you're on the other side, and you just have to take the time you need to accept it. And for some people that just takes longer than others. So yeah, I'm feeling a little low, and so don't be surprised if you do too after surgery. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot, and I don't think I've heard enough people talk about just how challenging it can be to accept the fact that this is your body, this is how it looks like. It's not going to look like this in 6 months, a year. It's going to keep improving. You might need a revision. All of these things that people don't necessarily talk about on YouTube. So I'm not saying that, like, everybody's going to have a shitty experience and be sad for a year and a half after they have surgery. I hope that's not the case. But I just probably needed to hear this before I had surgery, and I would have felt a little less alone, and like, just would have been a little bit nicer to myself. So I hope that helps in some way. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or queries, send them my way to my Tumblr down below. Okay, I'll see you next week.